Awesome, man.
Let's get.
So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we're going. Awesome, man. Well, hey, man, I really appreciate you booking this call. Um,
Yeah.
and I know you said it's pretty early for you, so I really do appreciate it. And so we'll try to get this done as quick as possible, That way you're not
Yeah.
like
Sure.
that way you're not like, getting your brain too fried or anything early in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Um,
definitely the person that can do that.
yeah, yeah. Well, but I really appreciate you, man, for booking this call, especially since we're doing these interviews as we build up the foundations for Beyond Coffee. We want to make sure that nothing really gets through the cracks, right? We want to make sure that
Mhm.
we can take a zoomed out perspective and get as much feedback as possible. So me and Chief
Yeah.
can't tell you guys how much we like enough, how truly we really do appreciate you guys for booking these calls. Um, so usually this goes pretty quickly. It could
Yeah.
take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes or 30, depending on how much you want to talk. Um, there are
Right.
no right or wrong answers. We appreciate all feedback. And we'll just go through these questions. And then at the end, I'll throw you a curveball. And then, yeah, man. And then we'll just move on. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
That sounds good.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Okay. So we'll just get started. Um, why did you join Beyond Coffee?
So basically, we were in Hasnain University, and I was inexperienced right after I had gotten. So I posted the win where I basically helped this friend make this website, and then
Mhm.
I got an experience chat. And then when it like transitioned from Discord over to their own server, we always felt like we couldn't talk to anyone. And what was even more annoying that when they did introduce messages, you couldn't like message everyone.
Mhm.
So then I think Theo Haralambus. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he sent a message in the experience chat to make it a Discord server we could just talk. And then we all just joined in it. And then Carol was one of the people. And then he would always like we would have these calls on like Saturday at like
Mhm.
10 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
Like the time we end calls with you guys, then our
Mhm.
call would start. So then Kira would just value bomb us, right? He wouldn't. And then one day he just came up and he was like, "Yo, guys, there's this server, but I can't tell you anything about it. But it's really cool." And it was kind of like, and it was also half the price of HU. So then
Mhm.
also like my exams were coming, and I was like, I'm not really using HU because but for the like 2 3 months I wasn't like talking to anyone in there,
Mhm.
like using it really. I'd gone through the courses and all. And so I said, yeah, let's join this one. And it kind of sat there for a while. I just checked in with messages, joked around and shit for some
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
But then after the exams passed out, I started listening to the polls, taking notes, brainstorming. Me and Thomas, we really like discussed everything that happened in here.
That's awesome.
And then, yeah, and then here we are with the last call. Yeah,
That's awesome, man. I'm glad.
happened.
I'm glad to hear
Yeah.
that. So when you were joining, what problem were you trying to solve? Was there like any problem that you were trying to solve?
Yeah, it was like I couldn't really like get clients.
Hmm.
So firstly was getting clients.
Hmm.
Secondly was I didn't feel like I was knowing enough to like really help people,
Hmm.
and then also confident in my copy. But even though I know that my copy can be improved right now, but
Hmm.
I'm confident that I can write good shit right now.
Awesome.
And then basically just like knowing this deeper things that they weren't covering at all. Like in HU, I don't know if you were there or not.
Hmm.
Basically, they sent a message in like January 15th or something like that that they were
Hmm.
going to do an experience call, and we bombarded them with ideas and kept asking them when it's gonna happen, and it still hadn't happened by the time I joined Beyond Copy. So I
Damn.
was like, I need to go somewhere else. So
Yeah,
that was part of the motive.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay, so then
Yeah.
since you did HU, were there any other like masterminds that you were part of before or? or they was just hate you?
So I don't know if I can say this or not,
You can say
but
whatever. I don't care.
yeah. So basically, I pirated a bunch of courses I had,
Hmm.
which was like Jason Capital stuff, Troy Erickson. We talked about him on one call, I think,
Hmm.
and then a bunch of courses I had because I was looking to get into like copywriting in early 2019 too, when
Hmm.
like Jason had just launched his course,
Hmm.
but then I didn't have the money, so I just started to like do other stuff to get the money.
Gotcha.
So that, but I haven't been able to like finish, or you would say, because I was like halfway doing the Jason's course, and then I was like in there,
Hmm.
and then this was like because his was more of a traditional make a avatar prospecting, that kind of course,
Hmm.
and I was like, you guys are probably whatever you're telling is probably more advanced, so I'd probably get over this first, and then just go through over his course to find if anything is necessary or important or some
Hmm.
new or different kind of thought.
Hmm.
So that would be it.
That's awesome, man. So versus those models that you've seen, um,
Mhm.
what do you like about our model versus other models and other courses that you've taken?
So first of all, the community aspect is wild over here because like, it's like so many people, and like it's not that many people, it's like 100,
Hmm.
but like so much knowledge you get from these kind of people.
Hmm.
And then you guys like Chief, he's always dropping in some, even the voice note I listened to today, which was like 6 minutes long, it was like full of value.
Hmm.
So that's that. And then you guys are like focusing on the overall stuff, like mindset, things that nobody would go through. Like who would go through that in a copy or marketing course? No one. And
Hmm.
then the like direct access to you guys. I mean, we could message you for stuff, we could ask you for stuff, you just give it to us.
Hmm.
And then like other people are in here, people that are like actually experienced and they're actually like in the market right now, as
Hmm.
compared to someone who was successful before and now he's teaching, so he's only teaching now. So that's that.
That's awesome, man.
That's what
That's
I,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay. So then what did you expect when joining Beyond Copy?
Honestly, I was thinking it would be, I was skeptical,
Hmm.
but then like Kirill had already said like it's the shit, so I was like, yeah, sure, because he had already been value bombing us with other stuff. So I was like, yeah, this man's built enough reputation. So I mean, let's just go with him.
That's
And
awesome.
then yeah, the for like my expectation, it was I was just thinking like even if we just get regular calls, some copy review here and there, because I didn't have any idea that you guys would do this like deep level marketing and mindset stuff. So I was just expecting something like some just like an active version of HU basically.
Mm,
That's what I
gotcha.
was thinking.
Hmm. Hmm. That's awesome, actually. Okay, then. I know you've been in pretty early. So
Yeah.
what would be your biggest takeaway that
Right
you
now,
that you've learned in Beyond Copy?
I think like I used to get my way around like forcing things, and
Mm,
then like
hmm.
with mindset stuff, like if I wasn't forcing it, I wasn't getting it at all.
Hmm.
So with the mindset stuff, that's really been helpful. Like so much has like opened, and whenever you guys like, I just messaged Chief the other day, like the night we ever had our call, I was just like so much thinking about. I was like, I was trying to like do like outreach afterwards, or like I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't do it because I was just thinking about all it. So especially in the first like 1.5 hour, the mindset stuff, and I just like laid there until like 5 a.m. So call ended for me at like 10:30, and I was like laying there till like 5 a.m. just thinking about stuff. So it was insane.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, and just like mindset stuff that really helped me get another like perspective, like this, like also the fact that most people say that stuff like Gary Vee or like other influencers, they might say that you don't have to force it and shit, but then
Mhm.
you see them forcing it, and then you see them talking about like contradictory and other videos, and then you're like confused. And over
Mhm.
here, like you're saying this shit, and then you're doing it, and then afterwards, like everything actually happens the way you say it. It's gonna end up happening because like, and then just like that's just building trust, you know. I
Mhm.
mean, you probably understand that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Okay. So then what were like, and it doesn't have to be three, but like, what were three lessons that we've taught in Beyond Copy that were like, kind of like, it could be anything. It could be mindset. It could be whatever. What are like three lessons that we've taught that kind of like, you know, like your big, like, whoa, that's crazy.
So even just the voice message that Chief did right now, I mean, the one he did from his car
Mhm.
like a couple hours ago,
Mhm.
even that was like, I would say that could be number two or number three, because like the solutions that you guys are giving, like they're so direct. Like they just like he was like, okay, some of you guys are just going into copy review sections and just blasting people with feedback and all that, and you don't even know how to write yourself. And I was like, damn, that's me. And then he was like, so like feedback is so direct that it's actually helpful instead
Mhm.
of being like, like some of you guys might do that and might be doing this. Like you guys are so direct that it's actually helpful.
Mhm.
So that would be number one. Then in the mindset, like not forcing it, letting it happen, like not like and also like not pushing or like forcing things where it's not a good idea to do, like in an offer or something that that the guru's not the most trustworthy person, and you're
Mhm.
still like marketing for him.
Mhm.
And like basically kind of like morals of marketing, you could say.
Mhm.
and and I would say like the deeper layers of marketing and how you guys relate it to like daily life examples, especially like on the business here call, you talked a lot about Apple
Mhm.
and related stuff, and actually showed stuff that was in there. So like backing things up, I think these are kind of like habits and stuff that
Mhm.
stem from you guys into like us, and also like ideas that go from you guys into us, and also like the money stuff that you posted the other day where you were explaining to Peter the loom thing.
Mhm.
I'm like, I could just list everything, and every answer would be valid over here.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really awesome. That makes me happy that you guys are finding out or finding value in all that. That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's a lot, but well, we're actually getting towards the end of the questions. Real quick session. You provided already a lot of feedback, so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So then, what has surprised you about Beyond Copy the most?
I think the community element, because like, and the pricing.
Hmm.
For 27, you barely get any marketing knowledge out there, right?
Hmm.
And then you guys give this awesome community element, and then you give all this mindset stuff and things that generally propel you, like in even in like like you could say, essentially, I would have joined this group for copywriting, but then
Hmm.
it converts into full on marketing, and then like that's enough
Hmm.
already to surprise someone. And then the community element, because it's the community element, if I summarize, is basically everything that's holding you back that you don't even know is holding you back.
Hmm.
But
Wow.
like when someone like reveals it to you and you're like, oh shit, yeah, that is holding me back. But
Hmm.
you never know. You never knew before.
Hmm.
And so that has been the number one surprise that you guys do all that and are like active in the chats at all.
Hmm.
Compared to our good friend Professor Mr. Andrew. He was a good guy, but I mean, it was just not the logistics of his thing working out or whatnot.
Mhm. Awesome, man. Awesome. Glad to hear that. So then,
Yeah.
what was your biggest challenge when joining Beyond Copy? Like, I'll just give you an example. Like some people said like learning to learn. Some people said the mindset. You know what I mean? So, what was your specific challenge when you came into Beyond Copy?
So there wasn't any challenge when I came into Beyond Company like at the
Mhm.
initial, but like I would say the challenge is starting like currently where like right now because now I'm like completely focusing on this stuff.
Mhm.
And the thing with this is that like every time I feel like I know a little bit of something, like you guys come in and just destroy it.
Yeah.
Like you just bombard with the mindset and all the marketing info, then I'm like, okay, I need to
Mhm.
rethink what I have installed previously. So
That's awesome.
that's been a challenge. And but that's like a challenge I want to do. It's not like a
Mhm.
challenge that's gonna hold me back, right?
Mhm.
And like the way that these calls are structured and then everyone is around us and like they're just winning, right?
Mhm.
And they're winning and that help wants makes you want to win, and then you're getting the mindset stuff, so you're not like getting like really desperate for a client. You know
Yeah.
that you're like actually working to like and improving your stuff without like I guess like even if like results aren't coming out immediately, like
Mhm.
we at least know that the stuff we're learning is gonna work. So that just brings in confidence. And
Mhm.
yeah, the challenge is basically you guys knowing too much, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's a little shock to the system when you
yeah,
realize like it's that old saying, the more you know, the more you realize that you don't know shit. Right. So
yeah,
even
exactly.
for us, dude, it's crazy. We're just like we literally will like get to a door and we're like, all right, cool, we know it's on the other side. We open it and then there's a fucking longer hallway with more doors. And we're like, oh yeah, so there's more to learn. So it's
Yeah.
awesome.
And what's crazy is like you think the same way and I think the same way. And like you're the most senior or like Chief is the most senior or like you both are the most like senior members of Beyond Copy in terms of like marketing experience and stuff.
Hmm.
And the guy who just joined like a couple hours ago is
Hmm.
probably thinking the same thing. Like, okay, now I know shit. And then he goes into the next call and then he's like, no, I don't know shit. It's just an insane loop if you think
Yeah.
about it. So
Yeah, big facts, man. Big facts. Okay, so I was gonna ask what you thought of Beyond Copy as a community, but you already answered that like before.
yeah,
So we'll get into literally the last couple of questions, and then I'll let
sure.
then I'll let you go up throughout your day, man, and wake up and chill, have some breakfast or something.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I appreciate it. Would you recommend Beyond Copy to anybody?
Yeah, I wouldn't even recommend it. I would be like, bro, get into marketing, then
Hmm.
get into Beyond Copy. I would make him change his niche to get into Beyond Copy.
Hmm.
Like, bro, I mean, this stuff is so valid and that you guys are doing like I mean it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to explain why I need to make people get into this, especially because like the point of age you could say I am. We have
Hmm.
just finished college and like some people are going to university, some people are taking gap years, some people are
Hmm.
figuring out other freelance kind of stuff. So I would be like, get in here, do this stuff, and just get to learn. And even if they don't get to learn anything about marketing,
Hmm.
even if they're that lazy, like even if they can't listen to 10 minutes of call, like
Hmm.
at least their mindset is gonna get better. Which is
Yeah,
like a win already.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so then who would you recommend it? I'm so sorry. Who would you recommend? I fumbled my words again. Who would you recommend Beyond Copy to and why?
Who would I recommend it to?
Hmm.
Like, do I need to name people? or what is
No,
it like?
no, no, just like a type of person or something.
Mm. I would probably recommend it to someone that's it's like almost all like you have to see that almost all the people that are doing marketing aren't like doing it properly or
Hmm.
aren't even like wherever they are, like even so, let's say a person is in HU, right?
Hmm.
Even they could be not even like maximizing what they could get out of HU, right?
Hmm.
So the person that would be maximizing their stuff, I would probably recommend it to that person out of like respect for the community,
Hmm.
like because then it kind of puts a bad name on the community if the person's not working.
Hmm.
I mean, not really, but you know, if you like to go that way.
Hmm.
So I probably recommend it to someone who's already trying to explore and has material limiting them, like sources of knowledge limiting them,
Hmm.
rather than someone who just wants to get in here, make a couple bucks, and then bounce off
Hmm.
to crypto or some other stuff.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. Okay. You ready for a hardball question?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you a curveball, okay?
Okay. Let me drink water
So,
first.
oh yeah. So
Okay. Yeah. Now I'm prepared.
you're
Yeah.
prepared? Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on Chief and Antonio?
I think Antonio needs to buy the Mustang and Chief needs to buy the Mercedes. I mean, seriously, bro. Come on. Like, you're
Yeah,
rich. Buy the Mustang. Buy the
yeah,
Mustang.
yeah, but we invested into you guys, right? And all the platforms and stuff. So we gotta make sure that you guys get your value, every single dime. And then yeah, we just got that copy coach in, right? To help you guys with some
Yeah.
foundations and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta feed
I mean,
the
like,
ecology.
yeah. I mean, when I had joined the accelerator, you better have the Mustang, bro. Because, but like, honestly, I mean, like, Chief, he's like super laid back and
Mhm.
like explaining stuff that's deeper layers. And he's just like energy that like flows through him. Like, you talk to him and bro's like explaining stuff to you, and then like overall that you guys are also very friendly in a
Mhm.
way. Like you couldn't like send memes to like any other coach, and then you're like, hey, just get the Mustang. It just sounds so cool.
Yeah.
And like in that element, you guys are like friendly, and then like you help out with stuff. And you're like very direct about it. That's what I like. Because
Mhm.
other coaches, they're like even when I asked you the Facebook and school question, you were like,
Mhm.
that's an accelerated question
Mhm.
because of this. Other people would just be like, I mean, you're not in the course, so I can't tell you like literally anything. Like you,
Mhm.
you guys give a reason behind your stuff, and
Mhm.
reason is like direct, regardless of whatever it is. It's at least direct, and it's at least like helpful. So that's the biggest thing. And yeah, I mean, there's not much bad things I can say except the
Awesome.
cars.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
drive shit boxes.
Yeah. Gotta
Yeah,
receive those cards, from the universe and everything. Well, hey man,
yeah,
I really appreciate you, and this was very insightful. So thank you
yeah.
for waking up early and taking this call. I'm not going to take any more of your time. Um, yeah,
Sure.
man, thank you. I literally can't. Me and Chief can't tell you guys enough how much we appreciate all of you, and appreciate you for booking this call. So,
Yeah.
um,
I'm glad that we were able to do this since last time I couldn't make it. I think
mhm.
we never talked before on like private DMs, and then your DM just didn't show to me.
Mm,
So like, and
yeah.
I just wake up at 4:30, so it's not that I woke up for this
Oh,
one.
okay.
So
Okay, cool.
yeah, yeah,
Awesome, man. Well, I'm gonna
yeah,
end the call right now, and then I'm not gonna take up any more of your time. But hey, man, I really
sure.
appreciate you. So I'll see you inside the Discord.
Yeah. See you in the DMs.
Awesome. Later, dude.
Awesome.